If you were served with a restraining order, one of the things that you're probably wondering is, okay, well, what are the consequences of a restraining order against me? I mean, obviously, I probably can't contact the other party, but other than that, is this really going to affect me? In this video, I'm going to be explaining 5 key consequences of restraining orders in California. My name is Veronica. I'm a domestic violence defense attorney here in California, and I help people put their cases behind them so that they can enjoy their lives and their freedom. And again, in this video, I'm going to be explaining 5 of the key consequences that you are facing if you are served with a restraining order. Now, if you are here learning about the potential consequences of a restraining order on YouTube, you probably take fighting this restraining order pretty seriously. And it can be really hard to find information, especially if you're the person that is trying to defend against one of these. There are a lot of resources out there for people who claim domestic violence, but I'm sure if you're looking around even on YouTube, you might have noticed there's not a whole lot if you are trying to defend against one of these things. Now, because of that, I actually created a course called Defeat the DVRO, in which I give you everything you need to know to get your best chance at representing yourself at a restraining order hearing and winning. If that's something you're interested in, you can get your first free class down below in the description box. So let's jump right into it, the 5 consequences of a restraining order. The first consequence is employment. Okay, so something that's really important to know, and if I were served with a restraining order, probably one of my key concerns would be, is it going to show up on a background check? And the answer to that is yes. Not the temporary order. So if you were served with paperwork, but you didn't actually go to a hearing, there was no hearing, you just have a hearing coming up, that temporary order, that's not going to show up on a background check. But if at the hearing the judge issues a restraining order against you, that will show up on your background check. And so one of the key consequences here can be employment problems. If you are going to be searching for a new job, you may have a background check coming up, and that will show up in your background check, and that could affect you. If you have a professional license, and this is why I would be very concerned, even if you don't care about contacting the other party, maybe you don't have kids, you didn't live together, what you want to make sure you do protect is your record. Consequence number 2 is housing. If you are a renter and you are going to be applying for housing, you probably are going to have to go through a credit check and a background check. And again, this will show up on a background check. This could raise issues with the landlord. You know, right now, I know that the housing market can be pretty competitive, and you don't want to get passed over, maybe even without getting the chance to explain yourself just because of a restraining order. Consequence number 3, and this is a huge one, and you probably are aware of it if you do have kids, is child custody. So one of the reasons why these restraining orders are so prevalent in the state of California is that if one party gets a restraining order against the other party for domestic violence, I have a video on exactly how to deal with this at your restraining order hearing if custody is an issue, and I will link that down below in the description box. Consequence number 4 is immigration. If you're not a citizen of the United States, then having a domestic violence restraining order on your record could potentially hurt your chances of getting a green card, of renewing a visa, or even applying to become a citizen. Consequence number 5 is that it is a crime to violate a restraining order. So you are potentially facing criminal charges. Whoever filed this restraining order against you probably doesn't like you very much anymore for whatever reason. It's probably an ex, right? So in some situations, maybe it doesn't matter if you're not really running in the same friend group, you're not going to see each other at family parties, then maybe it's not that big of an issue for you. But if this is the kind of situation where this is somebody that is the mother or father of your child you might run into at family parties, if this is somebody who you shared a friend group with, if you like to go to the same places, same restaurants, then this could be a big problem, especially because when there's a restraining order against you, you can't even contact the other party through a third party. So if it's a family party, for example, that's going on, you can't have like your mom call the other party and say, hey, are you going to be there? That's actually a violation. The one exception is if it's through an attorney. But are you really going to pay an attorney to contact the other party every time you want to go somewhere? I hope you found this video helpful. Now look, you can keep binge watching YouTube all day searching for the answers, or you can get them handed to you on a silver platter, which is exactly what I do in my course and in the free class that I have made available to you in the description box. I highly recommend that you go check it out, see if this is something that you think would help you. I definitely think it will help you. It has all of my best tips, tricks, and hacks to win your restraining order hearing. And if you did find the video helpful, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and ring the bell.